prowess. And Catalan were a steady 6 or 7 out of 10 and didn't really need to do a tremendous amount to win the game for my money. 33 points to 16. A little bit of argy-bargy here and there, and the quality was a little bit better than what we'd seen on Friday night, given the fact that the ball wasn't wet apparently.
But it was raining, wasn't it?
It had been raining, but it'll dry off a lot quicker down there, won't it?
It looked wet anyway. I didn't watch the whole game. I watched bits of the game because it was on the red button. It was harder to follow whilst I was also trying to follow like football and cricket.
Well, I'd set it to record at night because I knew I was going out, so I just set it to record the 9 o'clock one, and I just avoided looking at screens if I possibly could while I was out, and that seemed to have paid dividends when I came to watch it on Sunday. So that
Fair enough.
Worked for me.
But yeah, I certainly caught the bit where the game was finished, which was the first 20 minutes of the second half. Yeah. When it went from being 13-6 at half time, Saints were in with it. They even scored first, didn't they? It was the first try. But yeah, that Fuad Yaha's a bit of a beast, isn't he?
He's turned out quite well, isn't he? Apparently he had trials at Leeds, according to the commentary. According to Barry McDermott, he was...
Well, he was running
he was a trialist at Leeds, so they could have... mind you, at the time he will have been trialling, they probably weren't too short of decent wingers, but no, he's... I like Fuad Yaha. I like, big strong wingers, and I particularly liked his try this weekend as well as the one he scored against Leeds the week before.
Yeah, and also the presence of mind to set up the Escray try, because you've seen him being a big bruiser and running through or over people, but a pass, having that as well suggests that he's got more of a package, and maybe the time sort of out of the team that he's had earlier this year has given him a chance to work a bit on his skills and what he needed to get right to be a more consistent performer at this level. But also the young kid in there.
Albert.
Yeah. He's quite...
That's a phenomenal talent. That's a talented 17-year-old, that is.
And looking mature, but with a grown-up team around him, with people like Glenn Stewart, Pat Richards.
What an environment to be learning your training, though.
Cassie,
stood next to Todd Carney.
Yeah, of course.
That's only going to do the boy good. And if he soaks all that up like a sponge and uses that to augment what is obviously his natural innate gift for rugby league, he could well develop into a hell of a talent, couldn't he?
And there's literally no pressure on him as it stands, because he knows he's just in there. He's just been thrown a chance for a bit while Myler gets fit again, and there's no possibility of him being the man, no matter how well he plays, because of his age and because of this greenness. I don't think there's any chance of him being the man for the rest of the year when Myler comes back, because Myler was playing really well as well in this side. Yeah. And in fact, Myler was doing it on his own, wasn't he, really, in a way? Yeah,
well, Kelly had a period of time out, didn't he?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, he looks like a real talent, that kid, doesn't he?
Yeah.
What did the stats tell us on this one then, Mark?
Well, the home side had a horrible 86% team tackle success, but Saints couldn't take advantage of a 7% win on that particular number. Catalan had 2 more breaks, scored 3 more tries, and 328 more metres at nearly a full metre per carry better average gain. They also conceded 3 fewer penalties, so they were kind of better across the board apart from tackle success. Didn't seem to bother them in this one. Like you say, Saints' attack maybe a bit put out. When they had a bit of time with no halfbacks, they were able to win a grand final, but obviously this was thrown together last second, no halfback. Mid-game, no halfback.
Yeah, and I would say that grand final winning side probably...
But the luckiest grand final winning side ever, yeah.
Probably a better team. Well, I don't think they were the luckiest grand final winning side ever. They didn't legislate for one dirty bastard having one moment of stupidity, did they, Mark? So you can only play what you've got in front of you.
No, but even then...
And they didn't have any halfbacks.
Even then, if Matty Bowen had taken that ball from... who was it who passed it to him? Bateman?
Yeah.
It would have been...
It was lucky that...
Would have been over.
It was lucky for them that they knew that you lot were going to sign Matty Bowen, who has it in him to drop a ball.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway... I'm not playing this game with you, because talking about that grand final with you very rarely ends well. Who stood out individually for us? You already talked about Fuad Yaha. What numbers did he put up?
1 try assist, 134 metres, 2 clean breaks, and on the other wing, Jody Broughton kept his impressive try scoring up. He's now up to 2nd in the chart and doing really well. 2 tries, 1 try assist, 2 clean breaks. How he was kept out of the side at the start of the season baffles me. Mm-hmm. Julien Bousquet.
The Boos.
Le Boos.
Le Boos. What's French for Boos? Boos. Oh.
133.
Scintillating stuff.
133 metres, and Jason Battieri 120 metres. So obviously good European representation there of with the asterisk on Jason Battieri, but still, French players are the talking point, really. I think was there 11 in the squad of 17 for this week's game?
Yeah, another big number. Yeah.
Throw in an Englishman and an Irishman, and
which is your Irishman, Packy Richards?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
He doesn't count. He doesn't count the quota because he was able to play over here on a passport before the non-federation trained player rule came in.
When he's trained,
so it's got a big asterisk next to that one.
As Irish, I was going to say, when his playing days are over, is he retiring to Dublin then, or Kilkenny or something? Would you say
he might do? He's very fond of his Irish roots.
Yeah, he's not very fond of kicking goals at the minute though. He had the kicking duties removed, didn't he?
Well, it's about time. Let's be fair. Yeah, it is about time.
Yeah, he'd be having a poor time. Sorry, carry on.
Alex Walmsley had 126 metres for Saints. James Roby worked hard with 48 tackles, and Shannon McDonald might have been a late call-up, but he contributed well with a try assist, 11 tackle busts, 97 metres.
There you go. So, to the fan reviews then, Alan Walker got in touch. He said, Kangaroo Watch, 7+4 French players. Just saying. Sloppy start.
There was 11.
Exactly. That's another way of putting it, isn't it? 7+4?
I think 7 must have started.
4 on the interchange, yeah. Okay. Sloppy start, but some real champagne on show today, especially the leg of lamb special near the end. A kick pass out of traffic, a bit of volleyball in the sun, then a real cool Cats put out his galvas, adjusts his collar and puts the ball down. Chin chin, back to the beach.
I missed that try, but I'm guessing it was the Frenchest Frenchman who scored that one.
It was, yeah. He did put out his galvas, absolutely. Every credit. I like reading Ellen's out. Dan LBW, Saints are still shit and now I'm not so interested. I abandoned the match at half-time and read a book. So glad I did, as the book is great, whereas Saints continued being shit. Hashtag Cunningham bugger off.
She's changed her Twitter avatar to a sheep with a red V because he sort of accused all fans of
being sheep or something.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was that was talking about it through the week, but I heard someone crack a joke about when they get rid of Kieran Cunningham at Saints, will they stage some kind of Baghdad-esque like pulling down of the statue like
they did on last week's show.
Saddam Hussein comes down. Was it? Well, someone might have cracked that joke then and it stayed with me because that was very funny. I don't really remember last week's show very well.
Fair enough, but
so whoever made that joke, well done. Because it wasn't me.
No, but I mean, there has been rumours circulating of what weight there is to them that he was going to retire and all this resign, and all this sort of stuff. To be honest,
I think you'll see
the best thing that could happen for St Helens, as far as I'm concerned, is Kieran Cunningham see the season out as head coach. The way things are going, the guy clearly has some delusions.
Either that or he's a secret Wigan fan. Okay. Tyler Cass fan, Catalans win at home, opposition suffers injury. Nothing to see here, move on. And Wally Frogmore, he says, Saints sont la merde. Casey Etienne avec les filles, s'il pensait qu'il y avait des points positifs de cette match. There you go.
Any ideas?
Saints are in the shit. Kieran Cunningham, Etienne avec les filles.
Away with the fairies.
Something, yeah, okay, that'll do. And if he thinks there's any positives from that match, just give me a second. You've obviously Google translated it.
Oh, yeah.
It just takes me a second to translate. Okay, final game of the weekend then. If you thought that Leeds was turgid, this was only marginally less so.
Sorry, we've got Super League full time
yes, we have.
Break the fourth wall, and I've just seen Jake Bibby ballsing up a chance to score a try.
Tanked one, didn't he?
Unbelievable stuff.
It was the lacquer on the ball though, Mark. It really affected it. Now we're just both watching Super League full time. Shall I carry on?
Because we didn't know anything about this game, did we?
No, look at that weather. Look at those poor Southern Salford fans.
Okay.
Right, so if you like your rugby league dower like the people at Henley did on Friday, you'd have had a double header if you'd got over to the John Smiths. 2 points to 10 in favour of the Wakefield Trinity side. We're not calling the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats anymore.
Yeah, we do.
Huddersfield having led 2-0 at half time.
No, Wakefield led 2-0 at half time, didn't they?
I thought Danny Bruff had kicked him 2-0 ahead.
No, I think it was Wakefield 2-0. Then it went 4-2.
Right.
Then I don't know. Either way, it ended up with only one try being scored.
It was a shower of shite.
There was a long period of time where it might have been the first Super League game since I think 1996 to have no tries scored in it. I think that was Leeds against Salford, actually.
Wow.
Which only had one try in it. I might be wrong though on that count. But yeah, the big talking point from this one is the try that was scored. Not that it mattered because Huddersfield were dog shit and probably couldn't score a try if they kept playing all night. But Wakefield's try that Danny Kerman scored, there's a lot of talk about whether he was offside. According to I think Paul Anderson, he was a mile offside. Having freeze framed the highlights, I think he was fractionally offside.
Yeah, it's an either way call, wasn't it?
He was probably not. He probably didn't have both feet behind the ball at the time it was kicked. Probably his right foot was slightly ahead. But then again, the ground he covered. He ran past at least two Huddersfield players who were nearer to the ball, who could have anticipated it and done better. To be honest, whoever it was, I don't know if it was Braley who was at fullback or if it was another player who dropped behind the line, but there was a player running through mud who got nowhere near the kick as Kerman powered through. But that's about all I know about this game, other than there's a few penalties and not much going on.
Yeah, you pretty much covered it for me. A poor affair, I would say. So what do the stats tell us about this one?
Errors tell a big part of the tale of this game as well, although there wasn't as many overall. But Huddersfield had 12 more than Wakefield. The biggest difference on the numbers, that was. It gave Wakefield more ball, they got more metres, were able to take advantage with the win. Basically, it was Huddersfield's errors that contributed to this.
There you go. A fair bit of toothlessness in attack, I would suggest, too. So individually, who stood out for us, Mark?
Well, there was one try, 47 tackles and 11 marker tackles, so going both ways from Danny Kermond. Anthony England, 156 metres. Tom Johnson, 151. Matt Ashurst in the back row, 41 tackles. Then on the Huddersfield side of things, Jerry McGilvery had 174 metres. Continuing the theme of back rowers big in the tackle numbers, Oliver Roberts had 43, 10 of which were marker tackles. Josh Johnson also, and Ryan Hinchcliffe, both of those chipped in with 43 successful tackles each as well. So big defensive effort, not quite enough for the Giants.
Yes, and I guess now's a good time for us to send our best wishes to the family of and young Ronan Costello as well, who was he was injured playing for the under-19s at the weekend and is in a critical condition at Leeds Infirmary. So best wishes for a swift and full recovery for young Mr. Costello there, and thoughts out to his family. Fan reviews in on this one. Then the Wakey White got in touch. He said, a poor game, not much attacking flair shown by either side. Wakefield was strong in defence and only Bruth did anything for the Giants. Always a pleasure to get one over on our bogey side. Surely that is us. A shoe-in, not a shoeing for the top 8. Well, getting there. Brian Davies, he got in touch. Really smart game.
No, I think that's it. Now, they're on 18 points. So that's Huddersfield and
Leeds
who have to win out to catch them. Salford and Hull KR, we'll see how they get on, but...
Yeah. Nearly there. He's good. I want Wakey to do well. I think they're one of the great story for the season. Brian Davies, a really smart game by Wakey. Weather dictated completions and good kicking. Trim played a tight game, kicked and chased well, and really defended well. The 2 points was all that counted, and a win sees us safe. Mark W said 4 penalty goal attempts, 1 try, sets only lasting 2 or 3 tackles. How do Union fans watch this every week? Another dire effort. Only Bruff and Cujo put in the work. For us, I honestly think we'll end up hosting Leeds in the £1 million game. Something needs to change. Well, if you do end up hosting Leeds in the £1 million game, that means a championship side's been promoted. So,
well,
there you go.
Leah
looking good, aren't they? Yeah, exactly.
There's rumours that they'll be taking on even more impressive players as the next few weeks unfold.
Is that your boy? John Bateman was linked with him for a bit, wasn't he?
We'll see how it goes.
35 minutes, I suppose. Rewrite the Witchwood lady. She got in touch using...
Cutthroat Jake.
I'm going to go back to Cutthroat Jake.
Sorry.
Because I like it. You know, earlier in the news, when the feedback and shout-outs where you missed out Paul Michael Craig and then went back to it because it fit with what was coming next, and I didn't say anything. This is what's happening now.
Yeah, but you often have missed people out, so...
I have lent over this table.
I've made the boxes more bold for you this week, so you don't start reading one person's with another person's.
Well, thank God for that. That's courteous, Mark.
Right, okay.
Right, Marie Wright, the Witchwood lady. Someone else who's not sometimes makes mistakes and is tweeting from the right Twitter account this week, and not the Huddersfield Crocheters and Knitters Guild, or whatever it was called. She's actually tweeted from her own personal account, and she said it was painful to watch the Giants today. No energy, spark or belief. Looks like we have given up on being in the Super 8s.